Hello. So I Snapchatted a lot about this, more than I've ever Snapchatted before. um, did you watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show Let's Do the Time Warp Again thing tonight? If you did, what did you think? Are you a fan of the original Rocky Horror Picture Show? If you watched tonight, did you compare this one with the old one? I want to hear your opinions of this movie, show, whatever. And ready or not, here are my opinions of this thing. So I thought that the costumes looked really good overall. Especially Frankenfurter's costumes were very shiny. um, a couple of the songs, I thought they did a good job of doing them their own way. I've been texting with my dad all night about it, or the whole time about it, because he is the one who actually introduced me to the Rocky Horror Picture Show back many years ago. He took me, and I remember parts of that night. It was a midnight movie, and you would go, and there would be all sorts of people there, from all different walks of life, all different clothes, all different attitudes and styles and everything, and it was really cool. And there was true audience participation. I mean, everybody would say the lines and make up their own lines and join in and have a really good time with it. And since then, my mom asked me tonight, because I talked to my mom about it too, but my mom asked me tonight, like, how many times have I seen it? And I said, I think it's been at least 100 times. Now, not 100 times in the theater, but 100 times total, which means, I don't know if you remember, VH1 used to play it every year at Halloween. I also have the DVD. I also have the VHS that I won, and I say I won it. There's this white elephant gift thing that you can do, like around Christmas time, where you have like a gag gift and you wrap it, and one person will open it, and then they show what they got, and then the next person can either take the first person's stuff, or they can open a new present. Well, we played that at where I worked a long time ago. We played it there, and I got the Rocky Horror VHS. And I was like, you don't even try to take this from me. And then of course I got the DVD and stuff, and the soundtrack. Love the soundtrack from the original. So, but my dad just now texted me, and he said, if you hadn't seen the original, you probably would have liked this one. And I think that's right. I think I would have. I think if it was totally brand new to me, I think I would have appreciated this one for what it is. And I tried to do that while I was watching. I really did. I tried to have an open mind about the fact that they were going to do their own thing. So, I tried, but it was so hard, because like I said, I mean, I've been a lifelong fan since I was 9 years old. I've been a lifelong fan of Rocky Horror Picture Show, the original version, and it was so hard. It was so hard to just watch and not be critical of this one, because I know they were trying to do their own thing, and anyway, I know I said that already, so I'll stop saying it over and over. But the things I did like about it were, I like the fact that this movie, so Rocky Horror, the original, was an X-rated movie when it first was released, because of the sexual content, the sexual innuendo. Really, there wasn't any actual sex, but and now it's a made-for-TV movie. Wow. So I like the fact that it's actually on TV. I like that it's depicting different types of relationships, and different desires and things like that. I've always loved "Don't dream it, be it." I always thought that was such a great mantra or whatever to have. I always have loved that. I did like some of the sets. I did like some of the costumes, like I said. You know, everybody looked really good. Everybody was very glittery and shiny, which I love that too. There was in the beginning, there was a sign, like a plaque or whatever on the wall that was rainbow colors, and it said "Be It" across the top. I love that. I hope there's a way to buy that, or maybe I'll make it. But I always thought that was, I thought that was a pretty cool thing to add in. So anyway, to try to end on a positive note, I think that on its own, as a standalone thing, not comparing it to the original, I think it was all right. I think it was all right. I think I probably would have appreciated it a lot more had I not ever seen the original. I challenge you, if you've not seen the original Rocky Horror, find a way to watch it. Find a way to experience it at a midnight movie if you can. I think one of the biggest things that appealed to me about the original and the midnight movie part of it was the acceptance of you for who you are. When you walk in that theater, when you buy those tickets and you walk in that theater and you see all the different walks of life that are in there, and people just accept you for whoever you are, whatever you are. That was the biggest appeal to me as a teenager going to the midnight movies, is that I got to be who I was, and no judgment, and no shame for being who I was. So and I think, you know, part of talking to my mom too, I mentioned to her that, you know, I think me seeing that at such a young age really shaped who I became, open-minded and willing to accept people for who they are, you know, and not judge them for the things that they like or the things that they don't like, or, you know, whatever, just accepting of who people are. So remember when I first saw it, Frankenfurter gets killed. Sorry, spoiler, but he gets killed, and I remember crying. I was, as a 9-year-old, you know, I was crying. And even in the original, you know, there is sexual innuendo, and I remember I didn't have any sort of real understanding of sexual things then, but I remember thinking, or actually not even having a second thought about that there was anything wrong with either direction, because, you know, there's a part in the movie where Frank sleeps with Brad, and then in the next moment sleeps with Janet, vice versa, sleeps with Janet first and then with Brad. And it never dawned on me that there was anything wrong with that, or and I say dawned on me, it never struck me as there being anything wrong with that even then. I thought it was kind of cool. And that's probably has something to do with, like I said, with who I am and who I accept, and the things that I know were, and I knew that things that I had thought before I even saw that movie were okay after I saw that movie. So it was it's very meaningful to me. It's funny, I'm talking about it, I didn't even really realize how much it has meant to me over my lifetime. And what was funny is I was talking to the people I work with on my team, and we were talking about Halloween. We do this thing for Halloween. I think I told you guys about it. Maybe I mentioned it. I've made a lot of vlogs that I haven't posted yet, but I was asking them if they've seen Rocky Horror, and this was even before this thing, I even knew this tonight's show was gonna be on, and they said no. All of them said no, and I understand. I'm older than at least 3 of them, definitely one, most likely 2, but more than likely 3. So 3 out of the 4 people I'm older than. But I was really surprised to hear that none of them had seen it, and one of them hadn't even heard of it. It was just so I was like, please watch it, please watch it. So then I asked this other guy who's on the broader team, not on my immediate team, if he'd seen it, and he said, oh yeah, it's been years. I said, yeah, but you've seen it. And he said, oh yeah. And then I asked another guy, because I started like doing a survey, like, who's seen this movie, and please tell me I'm not the only one that's seen this movie. And I asked another one of my coworkers, and he said, yeah, I've totally seen it. And he goes, if anybody wants to get to know you and understand you, that's the movie they should watch. And I said, you know what? I never really thought about it like that, but that's absolutely true. I mean, it's a cheesy, it's not a horror movie at all. It's got a wonderful soundtrack. It's got great characters and great message behind it, I think, in many ways. So anyway, 11 minutes worth of me, almost 12 minutes worth of me talking about the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Watch the original for sure. Watch the original. Tell me what you think if you've ever seen it. Tell me what you think of this new one if you saw it, and maybe it was your first time even being exposed to Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say about it. All right, I think that's enough about Rocky Horror Picture Show. This video lives up to the title. All right, have a great night or great day wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
It's just a jump to the left.